Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome. My name's Chris and this is Daily Reflections with Chris. So anybody who's new, welcome. Those who are visiting me again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Your time is important to me. I know that it's important to you. So let's get started. And for those of you who are new to my channel, so what I do here is I'll read out of the Daily Reflections right here, which is a book of reflections for recovery by people in recovery, right? So today's August the 4th, and let's get started. The title of today's entry is called Seeds of Faith. Faith, to be sure, is necessary, but faith alone can avail nothing. We can have faith, yet keep God out of our lives. That's out of the 12 and 12, page 34. As a child, I constantly questioned the existence of God. To a scientific thinker like me, no answer could withstand a thorough dissection until a very patient woman finally said to me, "You must have faith." With that simple statement, the seeds of my recovery were sown. Today, as I practice my recovery, cutting back the weeds of alcoholism, slowly I am letting those early seeds of faith grow and bloom. Each day of recovery, of ardent gardening, brings the higher power of my understanding more fully into my life. My God has always been with me through faith, but it is my responsibility to have the willingness to accept His presence. I ask God to grant me the willingness to do His will. I had to think about this one just a little bit before I got on my video, because it almost sounds contradictory, right? It says faith is necessary, but faith alone avails nothing. That we could have faith yet keep God out. And in the reflection, it says that somebody had said you have to have faith, and then that simple statement, the seeds of my recovery were grown. So it's like, okay, it sounds like at first, like, if you can have faith and keep God out, which I know is totally true, and I can give you many examples how that has been true in my life, right? And then it sounds contradictory and says, oh, they said have faith and that was it. I blew up, right? And that's not my story when it comes to faith, because my mom was a very patient woman, so I agree with that. And she would always tell me, have faith, have faith, have faith, have faith. And man, I kept having faith and I kept having faith. And as a child, it was totally different than as an adult, right? Because as a child, when she would say have faith, I would be like, I'm going to have faith. I'm going to pray, and I'm just going to have faith that God, that, you know, that something's going to happen that's going to make my life totally different, right? And I was very proud as a young kid. I mean, as many of us are, because we're under the roof of our family, and sometimes things happen we're not okay with, and we have rules that we don't want to follow, and all these things happen, right? So there's not really much we can do except listen, right? When we're able, or when I was able to. And then I was ready to move out as soon as I could. As soon as I started working, started making my own money, I started planning my move out date, right? Because that's just my story. I was ready to go. And so it sounds contradictory, but so that's why I had to think about it a little bit, right? And I decided, well, there's two very what's important here is, okay, so I'm going to read two sentences that really stuck out for me, and we'll talk about that. It says, we can have faith, yet keep God out of our lives, right? That's one of the sentences at the top. And way at the bottom, the very last sentence, it says, I ask God to grant me the willingness to do His will. And that, my friends, is how you can have faith, yet keep God out. Because I could pray, I could get on my knees every single day, I could stick my face on the floor, I could pray and pray and pray and pray, and not let God do His thing. I'll go in there and I'll start messing things up and start hurrying up and start rushing things and start getting my own hands in there because I want it right now, or I wanted it yesterday, right? That's how I keep God out. Is I pray for him. I pray for his will. It's like, God, what do you want me to do? And he's like, tells me what to do. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go do something else. Because that's not, I did that last time and it took me forever. And I don't have forever anymore. I need it right now. So has been my pattern as far as how I leave God out. Is I kind of have him like right here, just sitting here when I need you. When I need you to take over, I'll let you know. When I need you to fix my mess ups, I'll let you know. When I need you to handle my light work, I have this joke. I say, God, handle my light work. But it's not my light work. It's my heavy work. It's the stuff that I really can't do, right? But I call it my light work. And that's when I really just be like, okay, I'm making a mess. God, take over, please, completely. And that's okay, because God's not like people. God's not gonna tell me, oh no, now you want me. Oh no, now you want me to help you. Oh, he's not like that. People are like that. Some people are like that. But God's not like that. God's like, let's go. I got you. I got you, man. Let's go. He's ready. He's ready to go as soon as I ask him to. He's ready to go when I don't ask him to. But life is harder without a higher power. I don't know how people do it without a higher power. I've tried it many times. I've said, I'm not going to do this higher power thing no more. It doesn't seem to work. Other people seem to have better lives than me. And it turns out that, no. Those people that I thought had a better life, I didn't know what was going on, behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on when they're not posting their highlight reels on Facebook. I don't know really what that person is going through, right? So I could judge the book by its cover, but I've learned that not to. And especially if I'm going to try to compare their lives with my life. I mean, the comparison game has been over and done for me for a very, very, very long time. Even though it will creep up, I know today that, hey, I'm comparing myself, and that's already destined for trouble right there. That whatever thought comes after, as soon as I start comparing myself, I gotta cut it off, because I'll get myself into a lot of trouble once I start comparing myself. That is another way to leave God out, right? To have this. Once I start comparing myself, I'm really saying I'm not good enough to have what she has. I'm really saying I want what that girl or that guy has. That's really saying that, but I don't really know what that guy or girl has or what they had to do to get it, right? So as soon as I start doing that, I'm really pushing God out of my life. And I talked about something earlier, and I'm really grateful that I got on this on this video today, because I was like, on my way home, I was like, I'm so tired. I just want to go home. I want to go to bed. I want to let the dogs out and let them do whatever they want, because I don't have the energy, right, to deal with them today. But I said, let me do my life first, right? And I've been talking about this comment that my boss said to me a few days ago. And it made me feel like what I heard her say is I'm trying to get ahead of myself. Like I'm trying to rush something that could use a little more time for development. And I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, man, I can learn the computer things over time. Just give me time. But I know that I'm beyond that. I know that I'm beyond this level. I know that I feel like I could be this level, right? This way up here level. And I talked it out with a friend of mine, and she didn't agree with me. She just was very quiet. And then I remember getting up from the conversation and just being like, Chris, that's your pattern, dude. That's your pattern. You want to rush things. You want the girl to move in after the third day. You're already talking marriage. You don't even know this person. You like to rush everything. And especially from work. And just because I took a longer to rush it, that doesn't mean that I'm not rushing it. A sponsor of mine used to tell me, oh yeah, that's typical of us. We want to go to A, we want to go from A to Z, and that's it. A dash Z. That's it. She's like, it doesn't, in reality, life's not like that. You gotta go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, then Z, right? And my pastor says that God will put me in the hearts and in the minds of people that can take me places, that I can get elevated just like that. And that's true, because I've seen it in her life. I've seen my pastor go through what she's gone through and just be like, boom, she's elevated. She's who I met when I met her is not the person she is today. I've seen her gone through so much, so I know she's telling the truth. And I know my sponsor is telling the truth. What am I saying? I'm saying I'm going to go A, B, C, D. And when God sees fit, he's going to elevate me. And he wants to take me to Z after D. I'm going to go. But I'm going to go with his blessing, knowing that everything else is already there, whether I see it or not, whether they see it or not, whether my boss sees it or not. That everything that I need to be at Z is already there. Because I lose track of what I have when I focus on what I don't have. See, I start telling myself, Chris, man, you're not the manager. You're not even a specialist. And there's a chance you might not get the position because you don't have what they need. And, I got to stop myself and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't forget who you are, Chris. You're ambitious. You're hardworking. You're quick learning. You're humble. You can do anything that you set your mind to. And if you want to be that position further along, you can be. There might be some steps, though, that you need to take. So slow it down. Learn everything that you need to do. And when God sees it fit, he's going to elevate you whether they think you're fit or not. And that's how I bring God back in. That's how I have the faith that whatever is mine will always be mine. Whatever is mine to have, I will have it. Whatever is mine to experience, I will experience it. I have that faith. And I'm going to keep God in it by doing the best job that I could possibly do right now in the position that I'm in. Folks, this could be a really easy recovery process, or it could be really, really hard. And the choice is up to you. The choice is up to me. What we want that to be. How hard do we want it to be? Or let's put a different spin on it. How happy do I want to be? Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Right? If I keep saying that I'm going to be ready for that, I need to get ready. Can't just say that I'm ready. I need to be ready. I need to take ownership of my own development. I need to take ownership of my recovery. I need to take ownership of my life. I need to take ownership of my amends process, right? The big book says it clear. We have to take the lead. That's another one in step 8. We have 8 or 9, one of them says we have to take the lead, because a mumbling of I'm sorry is not enough. Right? I have to take the lead, because for me just to say I'm good enough to them is not enough. I need to be good enough, and I need to know that I'm good enough, whether they see it or not. And then God will take me where I need to be. And that's what I've learned. That's what I'm learning. And that's what I learned today through conversations with people who are not in recovery. Just sharing what I was feeling was enough to get it out of my head and out of my mouth, and then for the solution to come, right? And I'm grateful that I trust those people enough. I have people in my life that I trust enough with that information, because it's important, even though no names were said, which I made sure of, not because I think they'll gossip, but because I think that people who were in the vicinity might pick it up and misconstrue it, right? So the workplace is just one of those places. You just got to be careful what you say, when you say it, how you say it. And I'm mindful of that. So today, folks, I'm grateful to have the recovery that I have. I'm grateful to have a solution that works. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to learn new things. I'm grateful to have a process that I can trust. I'm grateful today that I'm willing to go through all the ABCs, all the way from A to Z without no dashes, just A, B, C, D, all the way through. And I'm grateful to have a higher power that has the power to take me places that I've never been, that has the ability to put my name in people's hearts and minds that it's never been in before. That they're thinking right now, who can I send? And they think, I'm gonna send Chris. Or maybe in the hearts of somebody to be like, man, that Chris, man, I really like him. I think I want to date him. Or I think I want to bless him today. Or maybe I'm making amends to him. Folks, stuff like that, I truly believe only comes from God. And I know that right now, I'm already living the kind of life that I used to dream about when I was a kid. And that, what I'm dreaming about today, I will live it someday. I know for a fact, because the God that I serve does not end in a deficit. And folks, recovery, this recovery that I'm happy to be talking about, Alcoholics Anonymous, it's not a religious program, but it is a spiritual program. For me to have what I have today, I had to build a relationship with a higher power. My higher power is God. And yours doesn't have to be God, but it has to be something. And it can't be me. It can't be my girlfriend. It can't be my job. My dogs, I can start there. Because they love me unconditionally, no matter what. So folks, if you don't have a relationship with a higher power, I encourage you, start one somewhere. And let it grow. Water it. Give it sunlight. Feed it. Give it some nutrition. Feed it good things. It's worth it. In Spanish, we say lo vale. Lo vale. It's worth it. Folks, I love you. Thank you for your time. I know this video was longer than the recent ones. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.